the time, that's why I praise you. In the evening, that's why I praise you. All the time. I think tunaweza ongeza kasmile
Weka kamoja tena.
a small, I don't know whether to call it a testimony or what. There's a time I was looking at people the way we worship and we are like, oh, like Jesus. It's like we are facing a scary God. Here we are facing a good God, our Father, who is going to enable us achieve our investment goals, isn't it? So can we say that's why we praise you, then with a smile and that's why we praise you. That's why we praise you. In the noontime, that's why we praise you. In the evening, that's why we praise you. All the time, that's why we praise you. In the morning, that's why we praise you. In the noontime, that's why we praise you. In the evening, that's why we praise you. All the time. Hallelujah.
Thank you so much. Wapi moyo wasichana? Unajua wapi moyo wasichana? Twende hapo. Eka hapo. Twende mimi ndio MC huwa ya bebika. Huwa nini? Ya bebika. Eka na pink. Eka yellow. Eka red. Mama kidogo. Ngoja. Haya, tingiza kidogo hii ya bebika la. Peleka chini. Aibu kidogo juu, peleka chini. Thank you so much, Pastor. God bless you for that session. Shukran sana. All guys are not a good MC, but today I'm gonna try. So I want to give you a brief history of Nyota Njema, okay? Are you ready, guys? First of all, before I start, we are sorry for those who came early, 4 p.m. I think we changed the timing from 4 to 6 p.m. There was a meeting here, so I think there's a point from 4 p.m. Okay, we are really sorry for that. When you mention kidogo, msijali. We are not that far. Eh? Jesse, how are you? Macheda, how are you doing? Evans, we are sorry for you are the first person to arrive. Eh? Poleni sana. Takupa ngoma baadaye. Anyway, simama kidogo, pole sana. A good friend of mine here, Mr. Paminas Karioki, is the CEO and the founder of Nyota Njema Real Estate Company. All right? He's one of the youngest CEO in Kenya, and he has a lot of awards. You're gonna picture the big projector. I was in his office last week and I was shocked. This guy has won a lot of awards. Congratulations. Maua. Mosquito. Catch. Thank you very much. All right. Give me 3 minutes. I need some few company profile of Nyota Njema, okay? So Nyota Njema Real Estate was founded in 2019 with the aim of providing affordable investment opportunity in property for individuals and groups. With the dynamic economic times, we endeavor to provide a seamless process in their journey of wealth creation. Due to competing priorities for financial resources among the working class and the youth, they lack collateral to enable them to secure loans with financial institutions. Before I proceed, talking about collateral. Do you know in Kenya, if you want a loan, you must have a collateral. A collateral is something unaekelea kama security. Okay? Against the loan. So, for example, God forbid you have an emergency, you're going to Kenya, you need a loan of 500,000. You have a title deed, no, you have a logbook, and usually loan limit ni 5,000. Kuuliza ni 2,000. How will you do? So it's good to invest in land, okay? Land is a fixed asset. Now it can itakusimamia kwa bank anytime, all right? Core values of Nyota Njema: 1, integrity; 2, excellence; 3, commitment; 4, customer-centric; and 5, innovation. They have a good tagline: lighting up your investment world. What up with you? Sasa. About the leadership team, Mr. Pagnas Kariuki is the CEO. Mr. Kariuki is the founder and is a certified financial advisor. So if you need some finance advice, here we have the advisor. With a bachelor's degree in business administration, financial option holder from Maseno University. Is alumni of Maseno. Watu wa Maseno mpo hapa? Hakuna? You have a colleague at the yes. Yes. Yeah. So we have Waithera Kariuki is the operations director. Esther Mkali is the customer relationship manager. We have Shadrach Ayoyi is IT and digital marketing manager. I think it's the guy who run the application. Yeah. Nyota Njema have an application now. We are talking about. It's called Nyota Njema app, whereby you can select which plot you want. You start paying. It's on a balance. So it's user friendly. Okay. So we have Kennedy Gazogo is a sales team leader. Charlene Andeso, I met the lady personally at Altonisha Properties in Kitengela.
Very much. I'll change the program a bit so that we know who's in the room. And it's always good whenever we go somewhere, we know who's in the room. True? Maybe I'm Johnny. So it's good for us to hear the names of the people in the room. Just quickly, we'll do it very fast. So nasema tu jina yako. If you are comfortable saying what you do, where you okay. Let me not tell you to say what you do. Say where you come from, your county. Does that make sense? Yes. Some people don't know that nowadays Kenya we have counties, not districts. I'll pass the mic for them. Sawa. Okay. Tusimame tafadhali. Alafu I'm told we are live on Facebook, so we can check on our page.
Unanisikia?
Yes.
Unanisikia? Okay, tunaanza na hapo.
Just stand up.
And I come to county.
Watu wa Kisii County wangapi hapa? Kisii County watatu. Sasa.
Hello. I'm in cargo business and currently also doing gold. Sale I wash. The man there on is my son. Tumetoka county tatu. Meru County, Laikipia County and Nyeri County.
Hawa ni cocktail. Ni cocktail. All right. Next.
Mimi nataka tusalimiane kwa hewani. Haya, Egisa. Mimi natoka Nakuru. Naitwa Collins. And nafanya hapa hivi kwa kambi.
Watu wa Nakuru hoye. All right. So in the house we have two cargo personnel. Mr. Collins Waidira and Mr. Martin Mato. All right. Next, I'll give you more time to talk.
Together it's easier for us.
Woohoo! Nairobi County.
Hello, naitwa Joan, Kiambu County, Thika specifically.
Watu wa Kiambu mko nje aje? Mnatumiana message.
Hello. Hello. Anesta from Kiambu.
Allah.
Hi, naitwa Cynthia from Mombasa County.
Sorry.
Hello, naitwa Faith kutoka Makueni County. Hello, naitwa Leila from Nairobi County. Hello, naitwa Priska from Nairobi County.
Wa Nairobi na Kiambu.
Tunawaona.
Kama mmetupiga kitu imeenda.
Tunawaona.
Hi guys, Evans here from Mombasa County. I do real estate as well in Dubai.
Mmesikia kweli? Anaitwa nani? Mr. Evans. Real estate. Mr. Permanence. Yes. You have your colleague here. Okay?
Hello, naitwa Sylvia from Kisa County. Naitwa Beatrice Nganga from Mumias.
Chilani, karibu.
Lilian from Mumias County.
Wow. Chilani pia.
Ngoja tuelewane. Mumias ni county.
Hatujui mbona sukari inapelekwa huko.
Kabega hao. Mulembe. Sio? Mumias sub county. Yes. Kabega county. Kakamega. So Mumias kwanza, Kakamega county.
Si bwana waambie hii mambo ya history.
Anaitwa Machete, yani mapesa. I was in Samburu 2 months ago. It's amazing. For her to prove that Samburu wanajua kufanya ukulima, hakuna spinach hapo na sukuma wiki. Acha tuziweke mahali zinaonekana vizuri hapa. Labda ni zawadi amekuletea. Makofi kwake.
Amazing.
Anytime nataka sukuma wiki, she always gives me for free. Sijailipa. Makofi ingine kwake.
Kuna bahati. This is our CEO.
Ana Makueni.
Kuna jirani yako pale. Makueni county. Aiwa, mjuane.
Sasa ni Njeri Kiambu. Sasa ni Patricia Laikipia County.
Achambo.
Makofi kwake.
Waiziramangi, Nyandarua County. Hello, I'm Lydia from Kitui, and I think I'm the only one from Kitui here. Hello, hi. I'm Violet from Nakuru, but naweza sema Kakamega Nakuru. So both.
Hizo mbili.
Hi.
Yes, I wanted to share this way. Soft.
Habari zenu.
Nzuri.
Unaniita Maki. Mimi natumia watu mizigo. The only surviving lady for cargo.
Maua. Enda pale mbele. Wape maua.
Rudia kitu. Ukiangalia hapa, angalia hapa.
Wape maua, piga pause. Pewa maua.
Darling, angalia hapa.
Malizia, pewe maua.
Wacha kwanza ongee. Wacha ongee kwanza.
Weka blue. Weka gari nyingine. Ya kusurvive. Haya, weka kago. Haya, muangalie sasa. Keep hustling, sawa, don't give up, okay? Tetemesha. Wadua. Peleke.
Nimekuja. Speed. Thank you so much. I've established my company. It's Safe Drop Cargo. I'm in Momza gate number 6. Thank you so much.
Hapo kwa sababu ya rudia wasikie. Umeenda mbio.
Kizungu kigumu wewe.
Pole. Nimejirejesha na kampuni yangu inaitwa Safe Drop Cargo. So mkitaka kutuma mizigo, muone maji. You pick from dot? Yes, I do the pickup, but at your cost. Oh, that's nice. Yes, thank you. Another question?
Safe drop.
Yeah, Safe Drop Cargo. Maybe you should give your number on card. Yes, I will provide.
Can you
support Mkenya mwenzenu,
Yeah.
drop your number? Ungetua namba yako kwanza.
Okay. You ready?
Nataka uangalie kamera ukidrop namba yako. Sorry. Yeah. Ready?
Okay. Ameniambia nitakuwa atakuangalia sura. Ni vizuri. Haya. 050 71 52 651. Yeah, and I have already invested with the Nyota Njema. Yeah, I'm 1 year. I'm going to land in a while, so they tell me.
Woo! Amazing girl.
Thank you.
Hello everyone. Hello. My name is Emma. I'm from Nakuru County, but home is Kisumu.
Wow, that's amazing.
Habari zenu. Naitwa Crispin Mahoma. I think I'm the only one from Siaya County hapa. Kusikiza kwenye natoka Siaya County.
Mimi chilani yako. Chilani.
I'm the only one here. In terms of career, I have a security company and that's what I do.
Wow.
I'm Jamboni. Kwa majina naitwa Abubakar Kosore Juma. Mimi nitasema sijui ni wa kaunti gani. Okay, Nairobi nitasema ni Embakasi na Oshago ni Mumias na pia Mombasa nimekaa kidogo. Nilizaliwa Mombasa nikatokea
Mumias ni kaunti sababu
Kakamega. Ndio. Thanks for correcting me. Mimi nafanya consultancy ya vitu vingi na pia nafanya counseling kwa wale wana shida, tunaweza kuwasaidia. Asanteni sana.
Kuna mwenye chef, sorry. Niko na swali kwa security, anaulizia kwa comment section.
Okay.
Do you bring people from Kenya or you get them around and with feast fees in Dubai? Sorry for that.
Okay, depending on the contract.
Yeah.
We always say, kama ukipata contract ile iko urgent tuna recruit kutoka hapa. If you have a long-term contract, then you recruit from overseas. So it depends.
Okay, start clear, guys. Can you hear that? Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. So we have 2 guests in the house and the newest couples in town, Mr. and Mrs. Roland. Naomba msimame nyote. Naomba msimame nyote. Nimewaambush lakini tulikuwa tunafika kwenu. Yeah, umekuja at the right time. So, mnaona? Can I give you a brief history?
Yeah.
Watusalimie wakuja.
Okay. Basi wape makofi wakikuja. Wape maua na makofi wakikuja. I know Purity ni mshae lakini itabidi leo. Hamjambo. Asanteni kwa kufika. Now, I'll tell you something. Purity has been a long time customer of mine, I think more than 5 years now. Right? I know her in and out. So they invited me to the wedding. Unfortunately, I was busy because of kufika, but it was so successful. I even posted in Kewa and everywhere. You know Muliona? Muliona? So, our the newest couples, what was it?
Hi guys, my name is Purity and he's Ed and he's my best friend. I've been here for 5 years. I'm from Kenya and I'm happy to see you all. May God bless you.
Which site in Kenya?
Hi, mi naitwa Ronald vile amesema. Mi pia ni Mkenya. Nimekuwa hapa 1 year, maybe 1 year and a few months. So yeah, it's my first time in Dubai. So bado mi ni Mkenya sana.
Makofi kwa Bwana Ronald. Asante sana.
Hawajasema wapi.
Yes, sasa county, which county?
I'm from Gilgil.
Aiwa. Gilgil ni sub county. Ni sub county.
Na mimi ni mruia wa nyumbani kabisa, Kakamega huko.
Watu wa Kakamega hebu inua mkono juu. Mbona mko wengi hivi? Inua mkono juu tafadhali, nataka kuomba kwa sababu 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Wengi. Sasa, shukran. So let's not waste time. Direct to Mr. Thomas.
Thank you very much. Can I give a clap to Jeff? So let me go straight to my speech. It is not written, so don't expect a written speech. I'll just be as simple as possible. My microphone. I can change to this one, or I can be a verbal. So my name is Babinas Kariuki, and I'm the founder of Nyota Njema Real Estate. I founded the company in 2018 as Nyota Njema Homes, and then again in the year 2019 we rebranded to Nyota Njema Real Estate because our vision changed from just providing homes to providing real estate solutions, which I'll be sharing. So my background, I'm from Nyandarua County, so I had there is Lucy, and there is Jerusha, who are my neighbors. I have just no need to do. That's why introduction is very important. Maybe you'll be going for governorship, and I can be the sponsor to push you to that seat because it's the same county. Married in Laikipia County, that is in Nanyuki, coincidentally, that's where my business is. So I joke around and say I was going to look for land, and I found one that I can always be farming forever. So if you understand, understand. So I schooled in Maseno again. So here is my home. I have come to our Bongo boys. Those are my boys. Areva Usonga and Sodu. I have done a lot of mentorship youths because that is my other life. So if I say Irionadi, at least I'm not missing out. It's only that I can say Irionadi in my Kikuyu name, and you'll think I'm speaking about food. It's not about food. Irionadi means good evening. So I have been in business and I have been invested for now 8 good years. I was employed for at least 4 years, where I was working in senior management of the organization I was working with. I was a GM marketing. After that, I realized there was a gap in the market, and the gap that I saw, people are investing and not getting what they were looking for. So I saw the opportunity for me is to come and provide a solution. I was lucky one day in a certain meeting. I met this guy called Dr. Munga of Equity Bank. And I asked him, what is the secret of your success? And Dr. Munga told me, the success of any business is providing a solution to people's problem. You don't need to do a lot of things. You just need to provide a solution to people's problem. Having been in the industry, at that time there were so many things that were happening. A lot of companies were going under, especially with people's money. And I know you remember in the year 2018, that was the last year in the real estate sector. Almost all the cover pages of Daily Nation, standard newspapers were having how many people have been scammed, how many billions have sunk. And I thought, I'm a young man and I have a dream that I can be able to provide a solution, because why should I steal somebody's money which is hard earned? I have come from Kinago. In Kinago, we grow potatoes, so people know us for growing potatoes. but I became one of the bright potatoes that grew from there to become all the way from Kinangop to the world. And that I have to also show that to the world that I can be able to do something. So I joined real estate, and I started my company after that, and it was quite a dream. And when I say it's a dream, people think I'm over exaggerating. I actually got no sleep until I got the name Go and Be a Good Star in the industry. It's not going to be easy, but you're going to do it. So I started Nyota Njema as a name. In the morning, I called my lawyer and I told him, can you register for me a company by the name Nyota Njema? And because he is watching lately, I told him I don't have any other name because normally you give 3 names, you submit 3 names to the registry of companies so that it can reserve one which is available. He asked me for other names. I told him I don't have any other name because mine is Nyota Njema. So those who ask where Nyota Njema came from, it is a strong conviction to be a good star. And I can say by God's grace, through the time, I registered it in 2018 August, and then in December we registered it as a company. But again, as any other business, for the first 6 to 8 months, we made zero money. I was working at a side hustle. It was my side hustle as I was working as the GM the other side. But I felt compelled in the month of October to go and run it. Not October, in the month of May. And I went to run the business. For your information, I was newly married. So you can imagine, you quit a 6-figure job, and it was captured in Tuko 2 weeks ago, and Who Owns Kenya 2 weeks ago. They covered my story there, so you can Google and Google Paminas Karaoke, you'll see my story there, what I'm sharing. And I wondered, now, I am here, and I have to run a business, providing solution to people's problems. Yet I have so many problems, because even myself, I'm not selling. You can imagine running a business for 6 good months and making zero money. And I was used to a good life. I was driving a big car. I was living in a corner office, but I have left that comfort to come and do what I feel I'm compelled to do. It was not an easy task, but I thank God because my wife, who was also 2 months married to me, was very strong with me, and she stood with me. For those who are well married, even when they are very down, please support them, because when they also have enough, they can also be able to support you back. She supported my dream, and I can say confidently, after that, I came to my feet, and in the month of October, I got this conviction again, having done a lot of visibility, go and buy land in Nanyuki. And why Nanyuki? I got some facts that Nanyuki will be one of the fastest growing home units in Laikipia County and also in the country. So I went there, and then the following year, coincidentally, I don't know how it happened, the president launched the revival of the railway between Nairobi and Nanyuki in the month of January. I had only bought one land, which was 1.5 acres. But when I bought the land, I told my friend executively, I got land. And the guy went behind my back and bought the same land because I had already told him I have 15 plots booked, yet the land was 12 plots. So he told me that how customer, I'm ukianza. But I told him, you know what? I don't want to say so, but if it is God who had given me this customers, then still be mine. So I went ahead. I'm this guy who has a very high spirit. I don't call another friend of mine. He told me the smallest land he has was 8 acres. And I say, I'm going to buy that land. When you hear business people giving stories, we don't cook these stories. They are true stories. This is something I have repeated more than 100 times in different forums. And I can tell you, I told the owner of that land, I'm going to buy the 8 acres. And when I buy the land, the 8 acres, I am sure I'll be able to get customers. So I went back to my guys, I told them, the land you had seen was 1.5 acres. But now I have gotten 8 acres, which can accommodate all of you. Remember, there were 12 plots, and they booked 15. So they told me, Paminas, we don't care where the land is. As far as it is you who is selling it, we are going to buy it. I told the owner, I'm paying you the deposit at the end of the month. And because I had stayed for 6 months without cash, you can imagine I was waiting for their deposit. I go and pay the owner their deposit. To fast track that, by God's grace, I was able to push that from within 2 months. We were able to sell all the 8 acres, which was around 53 plots, 16 being quarters, and 37 being eights. So my journey has been full of risk, because again, I'm a risk taker. I will just dive into the deepest, but God has been gracious. We have been able to do, I will not say everything because they are really watching, but even if they are watching, it is true. I've done this one was that 8 acres, 53 plots, 16 quarters and 37 eighths. Phase 2 was 10 acres. Again, we did that 75 plots. Phase 3 was 10 acres in the same Nanyuki. That's why I said it was a divided direction to go to Nanyuki. So many things happened before I proceed to phase 4. So many things happened between 2019 and now. One, that railway was revived. Number two, the same March of the 2020, before COVID, there was a launch of the expansion of the road between Keno and Marwa in Navy to be a low carriage. As we speak, it is a low carriage. That was also another thing that pushed people to those areas. You know the way roads and infrastructure helps areas. Then again, on the same year, the president launched the revival of the expansion of the airstrip from being a private-owned airstrip to being a public airport. So Nanyuki will be having an airport soon. When you go there, you see the post. It is now no longer owned by the Mzungu. It is owned by KAA. That tells you the expansion that will happen. You know, Kakamega people, you have there is an airport nowadays to Kakamega. You don't have to fly to Kisumu, then you take a bus or a taxi again for another 3 hours to Kakamega or 1 hour and a half based on the speed. So that's how our journey has also been blessed with growing infrastructural development. In the year 2020, when COVID was hitting, I remember I was buying my second land. And that time, I was not so sure about whether I'm doing right thing. Because in the middle of COVID, everybody was saying the economy will never come back. But I'm a believer, when there is a recession, it is the best time to invest in real estate. Do you know that? When there is a recession, because land does not appreciate in value unless it was overvalued. It's good to put that disclaimer because it could have been overvalued. But if it was not overvalued, it doesn't depreciate in value. So I knew it is best time for me to buy. And during recession, people tend to also sell at very desperate prices. So I booked this land, and before I knew it, I started seeing some GSU guys around the area. So what were they doing? And because you're right, I'd be very mean with my words. I went and asked them, what are you doing around? They told us, Mkubwa ametutuma, amenunua hii shamba. It was 3,628 acres. And it was fenced very fast, ikawekwa electricity around it. And what I came to realize when I asked the guys, because the supervisor happened to befriend them, they told me this is a conservancy that is being done. So as we speak, my phase 2 is here. Opposite it is a road, there's a road, and the next land is that conservancy sitting on 3,628 acres. Is that a divine direction? So what I'm so sure about is that these guys, soon and very soon, will be changing the scope of the area, because Nanyuki we had only Majeta, which was very known as a conservancy. This other one now is already working, because it was by somebody senior, who I am avoiding the name because of my security. I don't want to find myself in the river. So the land is also started appreciating. So in phase 3, I said it was 76 plots. Phase 4 was 10 acres. Some US guys told me, don't subdivide it into small plots. They are going to buy the whole of it, so give us a quarters and half. So they only gave me 29 plots. And then phase 5, which some of you are customers, was 76 plots. And then we did phase 6, it was 10.25 acres, again 78 plots. And now phase 7 was 76 plots, again some of you are customers there. And from there we did phase 8, which I was in the UK in the month of October. And by God's grace, they booked the whole block. It was 144 plots. So they booked it as a block for UK. And that's something I'll be telling you about, how you can lock it as a community from Dubai. So that one is the UK team. So even if you want to buy there, I'll tell you unless I asked for their consent, because they said they want a block which they can be identified with. So they booked all of it. And from there now, we have launched phase 9, 10, 11, and 12, which I'll be sharing about today. So the journey has been gracious for the last 4 years, 3.5 years being specific, because again, remember 2020 was COVID year. For me, COVID year was a blessing in this case, because my concept became very favorable to many investors who are looking to invest. Our cash flows went down for any Kenyan or any person across the world. Our cash flows went down, the disposable income became reduced. So what I saw as an opportunity, can I provide a product where people can be paying kidogo, so that at least I will not target only those who have a lot of disposable income, but target majority of people and enjoy what we call economies of scale. So, with the current evolution in the country, there is a lot of expansion to areas which were not necessarily developed. If today you go to Nanyuki, for instance, if today you go to Malindi, for instance, if today you go to Diani, and all these other counties, there is a lot of things happening because of the developed units. And therefore, the opportunity is so much in other areas. And so, we'll be selling that in Saburi. Because again, people want to go far from town, and again, they don't have a lot of disposable income. So coming back to my first dissertation, I have shared my journey so that I understand why I'm here. In the year 2020, when this thing came by, I realized how much can Kenyans afford per month without necessarily feeling pain, even during COVID. Because again, when there's an economic downtime, it is always good to look at how much can you invest. Investment should not be an option of saying, I have to feed myself first and invest later. If you don't feel the pinch of investing, then you're not investing. Does that make sense? If you don't have the pinch, if you don't have the discipline, you don't feel like you are investing in something, you are just putting money in a saving account. I feel even for this man who is running as a city farm, he has to sacrifice a lot of his comfort so that the business becomes successful. The same way I should be with my girls at home, but I'm here trying to do business so that the business can become successful. So investment in the same manner is something that you do when you are feeling I don't have the capacity to do it, but I can stretch myself a bit and do something extra. Am I communicating? So I am here to share a nugget of what should you consider when investing in investment. Number one, it's always good when you are choosing, even if you don't invest with us, when you're investing, it is good to know do a proper due diligence on the property you're investing in. What do I mean by due diligence? You need to do a search, and it's good to understand you no longer do just the normal search in the. Thank you. You don't just do normal search in the registry. It's good to go to the ground and ask even the chief, who are the owners of this land? Because again, we have so many land scams that are happening, true or false. So before I buy land myself, before I buy to sell to you guys, I have to do a lot of due diligence to understand who are these guys selling. I remember last year, a customer from the US came and he told me there's a good deal nimepatiwa. Nauziwa shamba a certain amount, very low amount, half, actually less than half what I was selling mine. And he told me, I have been told this deal, and he's very sick. You know that urgency. I want to tell you something. When investing in land or in property, do not be doing things out of emotions. Do things out of thoughts, further thinking in a deep way. Am I communicating? So this guy, I told him, I don't mind. I'll go show you my land. Mind this price. I'm not going to lower it because that is what I'm selling and what I believe is value for your money. Then we'll also go and see that land. And I'll help you ask, you'll get me, I'll help you ask some questions, which you know whether the land is genuine. So we went before some Kamze was sick. And the guy was not even walking, so alikuwa anakaa kwa gari. There are some guys who are taking us around the shamba. So we went to see the shamba, then asked them, where are the beacons? They couldn't find the beacons. Fortunately, I know the area, so I know how the land, the topography of the land looks like. So I asked them, where are the beacons? Which block is this? Because I know the blocks in different areas. And then the guy started telling me, Maminas, acha kukichomea. You know that somebody calling you aside telling you, don't usituchomee. And I told them, but why should you do this? This guy was like a neighbor, a childhood friend to this guy they are selling to the land. It's good to understand that. The guy lives in the US, maybe he's watching. He lives in the US, and he told him, any deal, wacha hizo mnakuwa ploti, na hiyo bei iko juu, any deal. Inaona deal unakuwa haraka. I want to tell you something. Kenyans in diaspora, and I'm speaking with this majority of the government, because next week I'll be going to see your ambassador. Yeah, I have nothing to fear, because I'm doing green business without fear of anything. Am I communicating? And this is what I will tell you. Don't just make emotional decisions because your brother, your friend has told you to invest. Do your due diligence. To cut the long story short, when you head back, as you're going back to the hotel, the guys requested me to be in their car, so I went to their car. The guys who were selling the land, they told me, partners, so the guy who is selling the land is a brother, but he's posing like the owner. And for me, I was like, okay, it is a good deal according to you guys because you don't have the information. And I thought it's good to share this information to people. Even if you don't buy from me, you not buy from a scammer and you start blaming permanence. Am I communicating? Because when one person destroys the market, it destroys even to the genuine people. So that guy, when he went to take lunch, I just called the owner, the one who was to buy the land, and I asked him, boss, what do you think about this transaction? Then he has to be wakati uliuliza mambo ya beacons walianza kutetemeka. Wakati uliuliza wapi mtu anasema kama ni mgonjwa, kwanza walikuwa wamenionyesha huyu ndiye mwenyewe. Then they told me the guy is sick in hospital. So I just asked a simple question in the lunch table. Can you tell me where the guy is in hospital? We drive there. I will use my fare. We go and see him in hospital. Because I cannot buy a land from a stranger. I must know who I'm buying land from. And again, to cut the long story short, these guys told me, no, hata ametolewa nyumbani, imesemekana amepetroliate, amepelekwa nyumbani leo asubuhi. So I told them, where is the home? Again, we are going to go to that home. It's not a hurry. Land buying for me, especially when I'm buying land, I don't do it in a hurry. And I want to just tell you, when I told them we can go to the home, the guys counter. And they went aside to the guy, unajua jamaa ana complicate process. I told them I'm not interested in your process. To cut the long story short, my guy ended up buying land from me at the price he was being given for the price he was being given for an acre. He bought 2 plots from me. Am I communicating? He bought how many plots? 2 plots, that is a quarter an acre. But he told me, I would rather buy the 2 plots from you because I know it is value for my money and I'm not gambling my money. He went and paid cash and went back to the US. Today he has his title deed with him in the US. Am I communicating? Yes. So, to cut the whole story short, do other diligence. Am I communicating? Yes. And for me, what the estate companies which know what they are doing do. Like for me, I do the due diligence on your behalf. Because you can imagine I'm buying a minimum of 10 acres. Can I cover my money, make 20 million go under because of a silly mistake? I have to do it thoroughly. So number 2, when you do the due diligence, you have to also know the history background of the land. That's something we also do, especially when you're buying from individuals. Do a historical background check. Don't just buy because it's your friend selling, your father, your mother. I'm not discrediting them, but we know the way diaspora Kenyans have complained. They have been sending money to their relatives and they end up losing the money. It's good to always do your due diligence again. Number 2. And number 3 now, apart from due diligence, good to understand the location. Can the land I'm buying be accessible? They say during the rainy season is the best time to go for a site visit. You understand what I mean? You understand, yes? And that's why, for us, we don't fear. We tell you, go to the site even when it is raining. If you cannot access your land, we tell you can see, otherwise you won't access. But most of our land, if not all, you can access them even when it is raining, because you are selling value for money. If you hear somebody saying, hey, kumenyesha sana, sidhani kama kesho tunaweza make. Decide and push for us back side visit. Because if you cannot access when it's raining, does that mean you always be living in your property in your stand? It is good to always know the location and the topography of the area. Another thing you need also to understand, what are the macroeconomic factors affecting an area? What is the government projects? What are the government projects in that area? Like for me, I must say, I didn't know about that project, but I knew we could do something with my customers and get some good results. Allow me to take the mic. This one, which I didn't want to use much. Yeah. Okay, thank you. So I was saying about the macroeconomic factors. It's good to understand what the government is planning. For me, I must say we were lucky that this guy was buying that land for development, because we had been given offers. I didn't have the capacity to buy 3,600 acres, but somebody big had the opportunity. So such macroeconomic factors. When he bought that land, he did the road and upgraded it for us. So where I was getting stuck, he also made the road easier for us to access. It's good to check. Is the government proposing roads? Is the government proposing shopping centers? Is the government proposing a university? Is it proposing a school in that neighborhood? Because again, you don't want to just buy land and it lives there without growing in its own value. So it's good to look at the location. Then the other thing you should also look at is what are the future plans of the government in that area? Is it about the macroeconomic factors, the government influence, the demographic? Is that land, is that area that you're investing in a place that you can all live? Is it what do you call them? Or you have every tribe? I'm forgetting the name. Or you have tribes. What does it need in your place? Or is it? I'm forgetting the name. I remember it as I go along. Metropolitan. This is a metropolitan area. Nanyuki covers all tribes. That is why I'm selling Nanyuki without a fear. I have customers from all the areas, from Nyanza, from Kitui, from Machakos, from Diani, from Coast. I can tell you why. We have the British training camp and the Nanyuki Air Base. The land that I sold in phase 8, I was sold by our next KDF, who is from Saburu, by the way. Yes, he is a good friend of mine. And that Mzee is an old man. He told me he bought that land 20 years ago at less than 30,000 per acre. Am I communicating? The money he was selling to me, he was telling me, even if you don't pay me, the deposit you have paid, it's enough for my money that I invested. Those plus 15, when is 2005? Those are how many years? Around 18 years ago, yes? That is when he bought the land. So Nanyuki has all the tribes around, all the people. So that is why I have been focusing on Nanyuki, as I mentioned earlier. The other thing, apart from demographic, if you don't understand, what is the local government plan for an area? A good example, you may buy land and there is no plan for the government. There is nothing that they want to do. For me, any place I buy, I can be questioned. You can question me. And I'm happy some people like Sylvia has gone to the Shamba. On your own, actually I was not there. Carol, you have also gone to the Shamba, I'm sure, yes. These are people who have gone to the Shamba and I don't take it myself. Why do you think I don't like going? You know, I can convince you because I'm me. True? But when you go with my staff, they can tell you whether it is true or false. Because you know, you can easily talk to them. You can even give them a tip. But that's the confidence that I have, that you can go to the site on your own and do your own due diligence. I think I can speak and speak and speak. But it's also good to let you know the documents that you need to have when you are dealing with a land transaction. Today I'll be giving you what we call expression of interest forms, which we shall fill to give us your biodata. After you fill that, we prepare for you an offer letter. An offer letter is just a document saying whatever you asked for, we are giving you the offer. If you sign it and agree to the offer, then we give you what? A sales agreement after paying the deposit. Please notice, many people disregard the sales agreement. But you know, we deposit the sales agreement with the registry of lands when you are doing the transfer. So in case there comes somebody who says, this was my land, how can you verify this was your land? You bought it from Nyota Njema. It's only by the sales agreement we wrote between us. Am I communicating? So even if you're not buying from us, and I insist on this, it's good whenever you're buying land from anybody, you demand for a sales agreement. You have a question? Yes. No. The offer letter is just a document from the seller indicating what you have agreed with him in terms of when you are filling the expression of interest form. And come to the allotment letter. Yeah, the sales agreement is now the allotment letter as at now, because it stands until we get the title deed. The sales agreement becomes the allotment letter. It is what is showing you are indicating your plot. Imagine this way. Are we together, guys? So after you get a sales agreement, it shows you, and this should be signed by the lawyers. The offer letter can be offered by a company, but a sales agreement is a document that needs to be signed and confirmed by a legal person. I hope that is helping us to see how the process is. After that, you agree with the payment plan. When you clear your payment, and please note, when you clear your payment, the developer who is selling to you the land should now start processing for you the title. If they are willing to risk before, it is upon them. But I have burnt my fingers myself. I have processed titles for people, and then they don't pay because they know the title is in their name. But I want to give you a question. Even if the title is in your name, as the developer, I can easily write to the registry and say, revoke the title, because it is my title. Am I communicating? And I use the payment plan, the sale agreement, because I have my copy against the payment that you have done, and I'll say this person has defaulted and revoke the default grants. It's good to know those things. Sometimes we don't tell you when you are giving you the sale agreement. There's something we call default grants, which most people ignore. it's good to know when you're committing, always have it. But before we give you the default, we have to be human. Because maybe you had a job, you lost the job, does it mean that we are going to dismiss you because you lost the job? We reason with you and tell you how much can you do. If you can't, can we transfer you to another future project so that you have managed your finances, you don't strain yourself. But if you don't want that, the last one is we refund your money, and the refund only happens when we sell the land, because with the money you already committed it to the land. So you are the one who loses as a customer. Am I being too harsh? I'm being real to you guys. Because above, when you give me the money, what do? I pay the land. So when you ask for your money after 6 or 8 months which you have devoted, where would I get the money? It means I have to sell the land you had sold to you, and then I get the money from there to give you back your. Let's be honest. I like being very factual so that when we start a transaction, I think even for those who have invested, some of you have defaulted. Have I ever sent anyone away? That's not my policy. Because I believe for you to commit a deposit, it shows you are interested in investing. And from there, the process goes on and on. So after the process of spirit, at the completion, you need to forward to us your copy of ID, your copy of KRA PIN for stamp duty filing. We are not going to deal with any other thing. You know, people fear sharing their copy of KRA. We are not KRA people. We only have to be obedient and file what we call the stamp duty. Stamp duty for both metropolitan areas is 4%, and for areas outside the municipality, it's actually 2%. So anyone overcharging that, 2% of the value of land. So anyone overcharging that, then again, you know you are being so, yes.
Okay. How will you know if your land that you're buying is inside the municipality or outside the municipality?
Municipalities nowadays, you can even Google them on the websites. All the municipalities, like now, I heard that CI is becoming a municipality. Yes, when it becomes a municipality, you stop paying the 2% you are paying for your for your land as stamp duty. You start paying 4%. Nairobi is a municipality. I heard they are making Juja municipality. If you make Juja municipality again, we change from the 2% you are charging people to 4%. You know, with the devolved units, we will have so many municipalities because also the county government must raise their revenue. So you must always understand the dynamics of the government as well as you understanding the dynamics of the business. So it's good to understand when you're buying land, is it in a municipality or is it outside the municipality? Have I responded to you? Yes?
There is a question that is coming online.
Yes.
The arrangement of payments.
Okay, I'll come to that. Remember, I first of all diverted to become an investment advisor before I come to a salesperson. So I'm going to share that. Am I communicating? Yeah. And I hope whatever I'm sharing with you is helping you to make informed decisions, even as I come to the sales process. Because again, I can sell to you. What will it make a difference that I am a finance person if I don't give you the tips of what you should look at when you're investing? It's ourselves. That's why I'm sharing these tips. This I should be paid for doing it, but I'm doing it for free, so that at least you make informed investment decisions. And anybody who comes, you can also ask them the questions on what I'm telling you. You ask them if they are not doing that. Can you ask them, why are you not doing this? And this is what you are doing by families. At least my name is well known in the real estate industry. So having done that, you give us the certificate of your copy of ID, copy of KRA PIN, and a passport photo. This is what we attach in your transfer. If you can, we ask you to sign. If you are within, if you are not, we can even send to you, or you can make local arrangement for someone to sign on your behalf, but then with an approval, you authority to act on your behalf. Happen is how. This is because these are legal transactions you're getting into. Unless you tell me, Paminas, can you sign for me? And you send me an email telling me you signed for me. I can do that, but you know it's not right. Am I making sense? Because in case of anything, signature haitakuwa ni yako. Shamba ukitaka kulivoke utasema signature mbona imechange. You know, those are the things I tell people to be wise. So after that, we'll prepare a land consent board form, which will submit to the county registry. And after the land has been consented, we are saying we are consenting to sell to you. Then we now move to the next process, which is the transfer. And at the transfer stage, we must first of all pay the stamp duty, which sometimes we can tell you to do it on yourself, but we ask you sometimes for the password. You can create a but I don't know how you did it with the can. Yes. So, but normally it should be like that if they are fighting for you. If they are not fighting for you, I don't know how else that can be done. But that's the process that should be. After that, after the stamp duty is paid, then the form, the documents are presented to the land registry, to the registrar's office, where they now register what we call a green card or a blue card based on the location. A green card is a document which is the title. It's good for you to know that. Green card, so as a US. A green card is a title, register, document. So even if you lose your title, you just lodge a complaint and an affidavit and all that, you send an affidavit, and that they go back to the files and get their green card. So I hope I'm sharing with you some information which is going to help you. Yes? Is there a question? Yes.
The 4%,
Yes.
is it determined by the value of your selling to us or determined by the government?
It is determined by the government. But remember, the government is also guided by the market rate.
So the government uses a different valuation of the price of
In most cases, they use our own value. What we have is the selling price, because we have indicated it in the transfer document.
I'm asking this
Yes.
for the sake of others
Yes.
and for the entire
Mhm.
people who are interested.
Yes.
Because you find the valuation varies
Mhm.
from place to place.
That's true.
And you find maybe your neighbor is paying 4%,
Mhm.
which is this amount X, and the other one is paid different. So we wonder how they come up with the valuation.
Now, what I can say for the percentage is very clear. If you are within the municipality, it is 4%. If you are outside the municipality, it is 2%. Now, in terms of the value of land, we indicate the price we have sold to you in the transfer document, so that even as they do the valuation, they know what we had, indicative price. And the indicative price, unless you are overcharging you, will still be the valuation that they give as the county or the government values. Does that make sense? Unless you overcharge the land. And I realize that guy there can confirm whether I'm telling you the truth. Am I saying the truth? Because if the valuation was indicated 200,000, they cannot charge you 400,000. They know the indicative price is the market price. Not unless they had overcharged you and charged you 400,000 for a land of 200,000.
And if you value the land with the percentage go down,
No, percentage doesn't change.
no, I mean
Yeah, the amount.
the amount.
Yes, the amount will
It's
change.
4% of
The changes it is my advantage. Because for me, I work with what is the market, what I've sold to the land. If it changes, maybe 2,000 or 1,000 will not necessarily bring a commotion between the buyer and the seller.
Any relation with the valuation with the government and the seller?
No, because again, we submit them to them, and I don't even know the county value for us. I don't even know them. Because what we know, if your price is indicative of what is the market price, or lower than that, they go by 8. And sometimes they charge us more. There are times they will say, the price is 350, and I can do nothing. I'll not come back to you and tell you, can you pay me an extra money? If they also pay value it at 200, it is my advantage. You see, it's in business a gamble of who is in that office. Because maybe some want some. Yes, I am avoiding the discussion on how they can also go wrong. Yes. Any other question before we proceed?
On the time of transferring the title, do I physically need to be there or you are the one doing the transfer?
Normally, it should be you should be there to do the transfer, the consent, especially if you are doing the land consent vote. But because of dealing with Kenyans in diaspora, they have given us that exemption, and we are able to do a special vote with them. If they insist you must be there, that is when we tell you we cannot transact. And by the way, we cannot transact if you are not. We have to make everybody there. Because in a project of 144 plots, can you imagine 144 people coming to Najuki for a land consent vote? It's not possible. So that's why we request for special votes. Am I answering every question right? Yeah. So, any other question? Any question, even what is not necessarily what I'm presenting. It's good for us to help each other. I can confidently say, by God's grace, in the month of March, I was given the award of Riata of the Year. So, in the whole country. So, when I'm speaking this, I'm boldly saying, I know what I'm saying, and this can be quoted in where else. For me to get that award, I didn't even know there is something like that. So I was just called and told, please let's meet at the Tribe Hotel. You have been nominated for an award. So when I went, and we were with the big guys there, I heard somebody saying runners up, second runners up. Then the winner is myself. Isn't that a good achievement? You should have clapped.
Hey,
Actually, I have one of the fan who is asking that are the titles ready?
Yes, the titles.
Yep.
Are they ready?
Yep.
The process of getting the title, if you buy land and you clear your payment, we give you 90 days. Unless you have delays. Like Carol, we had some delays with yours. It took around 120 days. But did we communicate? Yes. If there's a delay, we also communicate. Because some of these things are beyond our control. In the registry, you cannot control how the registrar will work. There are those we can get them even within a week or 2 weeks. But the normal legal process of getting title after paying is 90 days. That is what is recommended. And that is what the legal allows. However, if you are lucky, you find us processing titles, like Sylvia did. She found us processing titles. She cleared like today, and she got her title the following week because you are doing the transfer. See, that's easier for you. But normally it should be 90 days. Now, the titles are ready for some projects. I'll be honest, some of them are not ready. Because again, if you bought land last month, can the titles be ready this month for for delivery? We'll have an honest conversation. And that is what I believe. In business, we don't have to hide anything other people. I'll tell you, like there is a land which I bought last month, the month of March. It was March, the week of handover. That land is still, we have the authority to sell as we do the transfer. But is it ours at this moment? Is it in our name? When you search, I'll give you the title to get the search in that name that I have given you. But you know we have in the process of certifying or transferring it to ourselves. My desire, and this is my prayer, and you can also help me pray, is that I can get enough money to be buying that land in cash and I start transferring to our name immediately and start selling. We are still working in progress. So, Carol, when you bought your land, was it in our name? By the way, when I came here last, it was not. But even when we got the title in our name, we said to the customers to update them on the progress. Because sometimes, unless I am hit a jackpot, which I know one day I'll hit a jackpot, to get those monies, our operations are between 10 to 20 million per month, if you want to sustain that. And I'm not yet that big. So that's why we are growing together. It's awesome. Yeah, it's good to be frank with everybody. Any question? Any other question online?
Yeah, there's another question whereby they're asking your land ranges a price of what?
Now let me come to the presentation of my business. Have I helped you in learning and sharpening your skills on investing? Because that was the first point. If I don't do that, I come and sell the land, I will not be different from any other persons who come to do the same. Yes?
No, I think you have helped. Years back, I bought this plot, and I was like, I'm not there. Can my brother sign it for me? And I had invested a lot in house planning. You know how much it is to plan a house.
Yes.
And when it went to city council, no,
it must be.
You must be there to sign.
That's true.
So yeah, you have helped a lot.
Thank you. And that's the process of, and don't gamble, by the way. If you're saying that give an authority to sign. And that should also be franked by an advocate in your country of residence. I hope you get the point. And but for the company it may not be complicated. But if you're an individual, because of the risk of these issues of real estate. Now, there's something that people, in January, there was something that was going on like that. I know you saw it. There's some people who had been switched some money. It went viral because I was sent by a customer from Dubai. So I know they have seen it in the groups. When this happened, I wondered, how is this going to be affecting us every day? And because we had a real estate leaders group, which we had the big guys and some of us who are still upcoming, I posted it there and asked, can we get a long-lasting solution? And this was not easy because, again, you are dealing with people who have been there for 25 years and I'm only there for 4 years. They told me, what do you think can be done? So we organized a first meeting in February, and we met at Modega Golf Club. I remember it was almost 60 to 100 CEOs of different companies. People were worried because that month, our customers didn't pay the money. They were saying, you want to do a call. It's very painful. You know, I have stolen and I am called a thief. I will not pay the thing. But you have not ever stolen somebody's coin, and then you are generalized that you are all crooks. So we say, can we come together and form an association where we can be able to verify in case one of us is found to be a crook, we can help the investors to account for their investment. So the month of February we met, again we formed a small group, and after a sequence of meetings, we were able to come up with an association which is now registered with government. It's called the Association of the Stakeholders, Association of Real Estate Stakeholders, Association of Real Estate Stakeholders, that is ARES. It is already running, up and running. I am happy to say that association, by God's grace, we have more than 189 CEOs of different corporates, from the big ones, which is the biggest company you know. I know you have known, which is the biggest company you know in investing. Okay, Actually, is my mentor, so we are very good friends. I know he's in the US right now, and we were with him on Tuesday and Wednesday, Tuesday before he left in the evening. And we formed that, and that association, we hope it will help reduce these wakoras of Mashamba. Because again, I cannot come here. I do a lot of work. I do a lot of talks. Then somebody there in Kenya goes and steals from people. You all say I'm a thief. True of us. So we said we are going to form an association, and that association is up and running. We had our first press conference 3 weeks ago, and then this week on Monday evening, Tuesday and Wednesday, we had a forum in Naivasha, which brought together all those we know have no blemish in their business, and we want to make sure that for anybody who starts selling land in Kenya, they must meet a certain criteria and must be listed on our websites. If one is not in that website, even if you are buying from them and they steal from you, we just say we don't know them, and we cannot help you. But if it is one of us who is that, because again, business can go south, we are going to help you as investors to see how can we help this guy bail out from the challenge they are in, understand their challenge, and we have put a council of elders, people who have been in business for 20 years and have never stolen a coin. Like in our show, of October, 23 years, others from our company, again, 18 years. Those are people we can also look up to them. So that is going on, and I'm happy to say you can check on in different media houses. It is going to be a game changer, and I hope, by God's grace, that association will bring confidence back to the market, and to know if Paminas is there, he must be a genuine person. Because if you mess, there's not as bad as being pronounced by your own people. They say we don't know you, or we are not part of that mess, and now we can be able to have confidence. Yes.
Let me be the devil's advocate.
Please do.
We have lawyers.
Yes.
And they also have a similar kind of thing.
Yes.
But it doesn't stop the lawyers from stealing people's money.
If one is caught, they are taken through the tribunal, the disciplinary tribunal, and they are registered from the RSK. True. That is
not all.
No, if one has a genuine, you can only register somebody based on a genuine case.
Correct.
That is the legal approach of it. You get registered from the NSK, and if members of the public trade with you, they are doing it at their own risk and their own influence. That is the same concept we use.
But in your case, they will not be deregistered from the government registry, but only the association.
Yes, the same way with NSK. You cannot register them from the government because it's a company which is registered as a legal entity. It's different from the individual.
All right.
So the same way we'll also do the same to our guys. But we pray, it's very hard. By the way, you invest a lot of time, energy. Yes.
Yeah, I'm just surprised as you guys came up with this
association. Yes.
Which we are just hearing now.
Yes.
As diaspora, how do we get this information? Because now we are around 20, 30 years, so only us now know this information. I think there must be a way, or there should be a way, how to interact or give this information to the diaspora so that we know
it is
that the companies know things like this. Because now you say until you go to the website, how do you know there was a website?
Now, I'll answer and say this. Remember, I said about last month, and why I'm sharing it, I have assumed that you know. But I have shared it today because I want you to go and do your own due diligence. The same way, this thing a baby cannot be born today and they start running like Kipchoge tomorrow. So it is a time that we are going to be sharing. Why we shared, it was live on Facebook and YouTube last week. The whole seminar was live, and we shared in our own pages as real estate owners, so that people who are our customers can see, hopefully, share with their friends, because that's the only way. Then we also went to the media. The media also gave a press conference on the same. They covered it in the news. I don't think there is any other magic we can do for now. We can only share it the way you have had it, share it with other people. We are still work in progress. And I am privileged to be the county coordinator. So I'll be coordinating all the counties so that we are able to bring all the developers from different counties. If it's here, those who sell land in here, we tell them to come in our breakfast meeting. They give us their challenges, presentation, and also we are able to see how we can help. It is work in progress. Good to share and tell you it's work in progress. Right now, I don't even think the website is up and running as we speak. So it was done, the registration was done 2 weeks ago. If you search the certificate of registration, you see it. But I said we had to do that conference this week so that we start instilling confidence back to investors. Is it not a good? Isn't it not a good initiative? We have always been having a good. There's no law regulating real estate companies. It's good for you to understand. There's no law at all. So coming together and saying we are going to do self-regulation is to see how can we instill our self-discipline and confidence. Can I proceed to my presentation? Yes, but Ronald, yes, Ronald.
You talked mainly about individual investors, but I'm kind of interested in knowing how you handle, let's say, an investment company or a holding company that wants to own real estate in the business, but not as.
Great. In the same way as an individual, remember, a holding company, a private company is a legal entity on its own. So the only difference will be we only require a certificate of incorporation as opposed to having the IT. But the certificate of incorporation must be supported by signatures and IDs of the directors. Like myself, when I'm buying land, I don't buy as families. I'm saying myself, we buy as Nyota Njema real estate. So I have another co-director. So that co-director, we sign together in the transfer, and the land will come in the name of the company. So in the same way, the land will be the name of the company when you are buying. In the same way, if you are buying as a company or a holding company or a partnership which is registered, it will come in that. Have I answered?
Would that same more with chamas or groups?
If it is registered with government, yes. If it is not, we'll have to either you nominate people to be your signatories, the way they have signatories, and this should also be supported in that memorandum when you are sharing it with us. If not, all the members of the chama will be listed in that title. There's a title that has, you can get a title with almost 6 people, 8 people, because they are chama, and everybody is entitled to a portion of that title. Have I answered it? Yes. Any other question before I proceed? I have a very small presentation. I'm not very good with these presentations. Yes, sir.
Just one more question.
And you should thank this man. His wisdom is helping me answer so many questions. No, of course. Yes, I really like that. Yes.
Now, you say you sold some plots.
Yes.
Which don't have your name.
Yes.
When they come to do a search, and they are dealing with Nyota Njema.
Yes.
If they get confused, like the title is showing Ujiri Kamau, and you are here selling the land as Nyota Njema.
That is the importance of disclosure. I can tell you confidently between phase 1 and phase 8, all of them are in our name. But most of them, actually all of them, people started investing because of the trust they have in us even before we transfer them. Because again, I say the transfer process takes 90 days. So like now, if I bought it last month, will I be having dead stock there that I cannot sell because I'm waiting for the transfer process to be done? In our agreement with the owners, we have the authority to sell and subdivide. So we can erect beacons, we can start selling, just the way you can give me your land and tell me, your name is Abubakar. Your name is Abubakar. You have given us authority to sell your land on your behalf. Does that make sense? So even if you go to the court of law, that is already a clause that has given us the authority to do that. However, in 90 days, we ensure that we have transferred the land to ourselves. A good example, there was land that was bought the phase 7, let me just disclose this to you. I told you. The owner of the land will displace the title. And when they displace the title, it was in the second month. So what does that tell you? We cannot get the title in our name in that month because they have to give a notification. They go to write a gazette notice and it should take 60 days in the public domain, so that in case they were saying the land is theirs and not theirs, somebody else will have brought a complaint. And that is the process that delayed us with one month. Does that make sense? What I did, I told the customers here I have a delay because I cannot tell them the title was misplaced. So najua title inakuanga kwa wakili. When they took it to the lawyer is the one who misplaced the title. So what do? We cannot start saying we reverse back the process. We just understand this guy has a small problem, so can we allow him to do the transfer and do the gazettement, and I could follow that with the registry again. Because we know we have in touch with the registry.
One more.
Yes. It's not the final. Ask as many as possible. Yes.
You see, you as a seller.
Yes.
And the chunk of land is like wholesale.
Yes.
When you buy from any wedding seller,
Mm-hmm.
you transfer it in your name.
Yes.
Then the mother title comes to you.
Yes.
Then again you do it
to the end user.
The end user.
Yes.
You find you spend more money than when you just buy the mother title, and now you keep it as a
Keep it ready.
and you subdivide. Once you sell, you do direct from the seller with A to C as opposed to A to B and to C, which
that is actually the most convenient way that I would love to do. But I want to put a disclaimer. Have you heard the land scams you have had between 2016 and 2021? It's the same thing. Because people, and I'm saying this, I know they are watching because people are Americans. The truth is, people do you come to the other all those costs much. The stamp duty, because in this case we pay stamp duty twice. We pay ourselves by the